All right, well, it is 7:30 Eastern Time, and well, it is 7:30 Eastern Time, and I'm excited about our guest that we have here this evening. There's Dr. Tunishai Ford, who is not just she is the founder of Your Own Uniqueness Incorporated, which is a fabulous nonprofit based out of Detroit, Michigan. And she does so much wonderful things for our community, because her organization is not just within Detroit. She has people that she's affected all across the world. And I've had the pleasure to work with her over the past couple of years. And today I have the honor of having her as one of my guests here on Royalty Business Group to talk about her nonprofit and all the great things that she's doing. So good evening, Dr. Ford, and welcome to our Facebook Live. How are you doing today?
Hey, good evening, Sharon. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I am so excited. I'm happy for you. Look at what you're doing. Exciting.
Look, I'm just a little bit getting to where you are. So I'm excited about having you here today, because our guest is going to be joining us through Facebook, and those that are going to be joining us online with you, I know we're going to talk about some great stuff. So thank you so much. As we get our guests coming in, we're going to engage with them into the chat. So make sure that everyone is liking and sharing this information, because Dr. Ford, she got a lot going on, and I can't wait for you to hear everything about her. So Dr. Ford, if you don't mind starting with just telling us a little bit about yourself, how you got started, and then how you decided to make this great organization that you have.
Well, first of all, I want you to know that I have some very humble beginnings, and I'm pretty sure many may have the same testimony, but I am a victim of a person who was not very sure of themselves many years ago when I was a very young person, a very young woman coming into this whole thing. And I always felt that I just wasn't good enough. I didn't really know my purpose. I didn't know that God was going to even use me like this. But I always knew that I had a desire to do something greater than myself. I knew that. And I always wanted to see other women reach the apex of their success, because I realized that if you're not walking in your purpose, if you're not doing what God has called you to do, then you might as well just go ahead and die. Dr. Miles Monroe, the late Dr. Miles Monroe, he made a statement. He said that the greatest place in the world, the richest place in the world, is the graveyard, because so many people, untapped talents, purposes, what they've been called to do is right there in that grave, because they never fulfill what God has called them to do. And I made up in my mind a long time ago that I did not want to be that person. When I die, I want to die empty. And I remember it was in the 80s, the mid 80s, the Holy Spirit spoke to me, and this is a true story. And he said, I want you to start a nonprofit, and you're going to help women and youth reach their full potential by overcoming barriers. So that's the key. You can't do anything great if you have all of these barriers in your life: financially, spiritually, emotionally, physically, psychologically. So he's given me tools to help other women find out who they really are. And he gave me the name, Your Own Uniqueness. In other words, you're going to be your own unique, authentic self.
Yeah,
that's where it came from. Now, I don't know if you remember this, Taryn, but my logo is a butterfly and a swan. Think about that. A butterfly and a swan. A butterfly, they go through this metamorphosis, right? The butterfly and the swan. Before the swan became a swan, it was this little ugly duckling, this little small little creature. And you have never imagined that it would grow up to be such a beautiful, graceful creature. Mm-hmm. And then you see the caterpillar. It's so grotesque. Most people are tempted to step on it. Am I right or wrong? They just want to step on it and squash it.
Yes.
If you allow it to go through its metamorphosis, it turns into this graceful little insect, this little flying thing. It's beautiful, the butterfly. And God gave me that. It's my logo. In other words, transformation. metamorphosis. So that everything I do is about metamorphosizing. In fact, I call myself the transformer. That's what I call myself, this
Yes, yes,
transformer.
yes, yes.
So I am not a
saying that.
motivational speaker. I'm not an inspirational speaker. I am a transformational speaker.
All
And
right,
that's what I pride myself on.
all
That's what I
right.
pride myself on sharing.
Yes, yes. So thank you for sharing that. And I can see that, like, as I've worked with you over the years and talked with you, participated in some of your events, that you are transforming lives of young people and women across the world. And so tell us more about your own uniqueness. Tell us about your organization and what it does for women and young people.
Okay, well, the organization was founded in 2005. We became a 501c3 in 2005. And the purpose, again, like I said, is to transform lives. But what we do as an organization, we have seminars, workshops. We have an online magazine called Discovering You Magazine, which is under the umbrella of Your Own Uniqueness. And we also have a major conference, which is called the WOW event. And that's an opportunity for we get everybody in the community to come out and we do this transformational speaking. We have all kind of guests from all over to come and speak and just exhort and just learn how to transform lives. So for the most part, the workshops, conferences, we have the online webinars that you were a guest on. You did a fabulous job. Thank you again. And that's every 2 weeks. We call it Transformation Saturday. And then quarterly, we have our quarterly events where we have a conference where we have guest speakers come in to do the same thing. So everything you do is about transformation. And then we had an opportunity to go into the homeless shelters. It's not just dealing with speaking, but we also had an opportunity to go into the homeless shelter and actually feed entire families. We also had an opportunity to partner with a organization called Kaboom and Foresters, and we actually built a playground from the ground up, literally. With the hammers and the screws, we built a playground, 2 of them. We went to the animal shelters to donate food. So we do a lot of things in the community. Again, our whole thrust is to see change. Our whole thrust is just to exalt and exhort and help people reach their full potential. We don't want to see people fail. We don't want to see that. That's why, and also the Step Up program, that's our baby. Now that started about, I'll say about 7 years ago. And what happened was I have a granddaughter and she's a gifted artist and she draws so well. She draws very, very well. And one day I asked her, I said, hey, if you had an opportunity to sell your drawings and you knew how to market it and start a business with that, would you do that? She says, yes, Nana, but I don't know what to do. And so my mind, it came to me and said, hey, why don't you start a youth entrepreneur program? And the name came to me, Sharon, it said, Step Up. I said, Step Up. And God said, stimulate, teach, empower potentially upcoming professionals. I said, wow. So I ran to my board, and my board hates it when I do this. Here she go again, another idea. I keep them busy.
That's good. That's good.
So, hey, I keep them busy, Shay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I keep them busy. I said, we're gonna do a youth entrepreneur program. How are we gonna do that? Hey, I sat down. I came up with the curriculum. We teach everything from doing business plans, marketing, pitching, learning how to financial literacy. We have a little piece for that. Business etiquette. You know what I mean? So it's a plethora of all kinds of different topics. You know, just learning how to start your business, run it, and sustain it. And the very first year we started the Step Up program, we had youth from all over Metro Detroit. We even had one from Ohio. Can you believe that?
Wow.
From Ohio. We had about, I don't want to exaggerate, but I think we had at least 23 students when we started up. 23. And they went through the program. It was a 10-week program. They met one day out of the week. And we gave them supplies for the classroom. And when they graduated, they received a certificate of completion. And then they also got supplies for their office.
Oh,
that was their reward for going for the program. And we fed them. That's the good part. We fed them. We had all kinds of food sponsors. And I think a lot of them just came to eat. But they ate well. But they had a ball. They learned a lot. And several of our students have gone on to start their businesses. And I'm so proud of that. And then a few years later, the adults came to me and said, what about us? What about us? I said, okay. So I went back to my board and said, oh, here she goes again. I said, so we're going to start a Step Up Ladies program. So we started the Step Up Ladies. And then the men said, what about us? I said, okay. I said, let's do a Step Up Adult program. So now we have the Step Up Adult program as well as the youth. And we just completed the Step Up Adult program. We finished that in fact, Monday was our last day. Was our last day.
Okay.
Yes, and everything. And we had 2 students from Lagos, Nigeria.
So that's what I'm talking about. So
yes,
so
we had
me,
2 students from Nigeria.
So tell me,
yes.
tell us, because we have several people online that are listening, and we want to make sure that you all are providing your questions. So type into the chat any questions or comments that you have about what we're talking about this evening, and like and share this information as well, so it can go on your page and other people can join us too. So Dr. Ford, tell us about the ages of the youth that you have participating in your Step Up program.
Okay, right now, we would like to have, and when we first started, we started at 13, but we realized that's a very young age, and the maturity wasn't really there. So we put the age at 14 now, from 14 to 20 years of age right now. So if they're 14 to 20, they could be a part of the youth program.
And
all right?
How many participants do you normally have in your sessions?
We can hold up. We don't want to have a whole lot. Otherwise, I don't want to have any more than 20, 25. And the reason being because we want to give the students the individual attention that they need. Because we have instructors who are specialized in their field. And one of the things that we pride ourselves on is the mentorship. Where each student get the individualized attention and from the teachers. And sometimes if they can't make it to the classroom, they're on Zoom, the instructors. And now we have it open where the students can also be on Zoom if they can't make it to the site. So
that allows you to expand your reach and being able to have students that are not just within your local Detroit area, but across the country.
Yes, that's right. That's correct.
And so
that's correct.
I know that you have an instructor who's online with us right now. If they don't mind getting off, coming off mute and turn on their camera and tell us a little bit about their experience with the Step Up program and the youth that they have been working with.
Okay, we have Bayo Ogumbi. He is the president of Your Own Uniqueness, and he's also one of the instructors. So Bayo, why don't you come off mute and introduce yourself and tell us what you do, son.
Hey, and be careful, sir. It looks like you are driving, so we don't want you to.
Yeah, I could just talk. How are you doing today? I've been got a lot of more stuff to do today, but yes, the experience dealing with the kids, it's definitely been definitely exhilarating. One of the things I got a chance to do when I was growing up was to actually interact with the youth from dealing with my football coaches and basketball coaches. We actually gave back to the community, started from high school. So this came, very easy, but I'm very excited because it's a great thing when I see kids getting a chance to talk about their passion. When I try to recruit kids and let them know about our program, I simply tell them, I said, I talk to the parents, I ask them, do you have a kid that has a talent or a passion that they would like to turn into a business? Just that simple. And we just want to give the kids this another opportunity besides school. And I'm not saying school is not important, but that's all. A lot of times there's not a lot of people out there promoting about, maybe having your own business. And, one of the things that I do, I've traveled and worked. I'm in direct sales and marketing and management, and I've been doing that for 20 years. And I've gone, pretty much all over the country doing that. And one of the things that I want to make sure, I love the city of Detroit, so every time me leaving and, be on the road for some years, gave me a better appreciation. And one of the things I saw when we started talking about this Step Up program is that I said, well, in order for our community to get better, we had to bring more business to the city, and that's why I felt so. And the only way that was going to happen, we had to start with the youth. We had to definitely start with the youth, so we just wanted to make sure that we gave the kids another alternative, give another perspective, and then give them the tools, through actual professionals. Let them know what these professional experience are. we've had a lot of people that were young that came out, older, all age groups, so they can see that it doesn't matter what your age is, that, if you have a talent and passion for something, a lot of times people simply don't do because they just don't know how. And that causes what we call fear, the lack of not knowing. So we want to just take that away from, the kids and give them that opportunity to go out there and have another avenue in their life besides just going to get a 9-to-5 job.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
great. That sounds great. And so you said that it sounds so simple, the way that you said that you were recruiting, if they had an idea that they would turn into a business, then that sounds simple. Like, hey, why not explore this opportunity? So what, Dr. T, you mentioned the starting age. What age is the cutoff age for the youth?
I would just say 20. A lot of times the 20-year-olds will come over and spill over into the adult program, but I would say 20 because we start in the summer. It'll be a summer program, and again, it meets one day out of the week. Okay, and it's for 5 hours. They have 15-minute breaks, and they have a half an hour for the lunch, and 15-minute breaks. So it's actually 4 hours of instruction, and the other time is for their break, and they can just eat and just sit down and absorb what they've learned. But they're in class for 5 hours, but one day out of the week.
And so how's that virtually? How do you do that virtually?
Okay, when they're virtual, when we take our breaks, the people who are virtual also take their breaks. They go off camera and they take a break too, and they come back when break time is over. And when it's time for lunch, they take a lunch. They can do what they want to do during that half an hour, and they know they come back after the half the hour is later, and they come back. And it's worked. We've done this for the last 3 or 4 years, and it's worked fine. We've had no issues. Yes.
All right, and it's a summer program, and they just stay online and participate online or in person if you having people in person.
Right. I would like to encourage if they're local, I would like to encourage them to try to make it to the site because it's nothing like that hands-on experience. It's nothing like with meeting new people, making friendships. A lot of our youth have made friendships. They have friendships even outside the classroom. They communicate and keep in touch with each other. Because of that. Because of that personal touch. So, but if you're out of state, of course you can't be on site. So, but I would like to encourage people who, if they are in Metro Detroit or surrounding cities, to try to make it out to the site. And right now, we're at the Southgate Veterans Memorial Library, which is in Southgate, Michigan, which is central because all you have to do is we have 2 major highways that leads right to Southgate, downriver, and it's very easy to find. It's very easy to find.
Okay, great. And I did put your information into the chat here for Facebook, and it's pinned, so people can look at it. They can go to your website. They can email you if they have any questions about the program. So tell us now about the adult program that you have going on and how that works.
Okay, well, if you don't mind, I want Antoinette Coleman to speak because she is pretty much the backbone of that particular. That's her baby.
All
okay,
right,
so if Antoinette, if Tony can speak, Tony, tell them all about what you do, girl.
Well, I am one of the teachers of both Step Up programs. I'm also on the board for Your Own Uniqueness. I have my own business, but in the Step Up programs, I teach them how to build their business plans. And so we go through all the aspects of the business plans, the information, and all of that. And I'll tell you some of the business plans that have come out of this program were incredible. They are incredible. In fact, one graduate had a year or so ago had come to me and he says, guess what, Miss Tony? And I said, what? And he says, I made almost $1,000 doing business plans. And very educational. The program is similar to the youth program, except we get a little more in-depth with the components, more information. It's not as challenging, but it is a lot of information. You get a lot of handouts and things to support whatever is being taught. So you don't necessarily have to remember it, you just have to understand it. It's a phenomenal program. A lot of people, we've graduated more than 60 kids out of the program, about the same out of the adult program. With women, this year has been the first year for the adult program, and it's usually 20-year-olds and up, okay, that come through the program. A lot of people have been encouraged to start their businesses, and they're doing business out there now. In the area of the kids, we have a lot that even have Facebook accounts, business accounts out there, surprisingly. And I was I was really surprised to look at the other day I was looking at one of the kids' business plans, and it just so happened the name of their business and the whole plan that they had for their business, how to start it, what was going on, what they were going to sell, and all that is actually what they did on Facebook.
Wow.
And when I was looking through their page, they had their car with their business emblem on the door. They had pictures of their products. They were on the ball. And this was just one kid that had graduated the program. There were many more that I was able to find on Facebook, and some had their own websites.
Okay.
We also give our participants opportunity to, when they get their businesses together, they participate in our WOW event as vendors, and a few have even sold out of their products. And so the Step Up program is a big opportunity. And for what we give and offer the participants is what we ask for in the area of application fee is nothing compared to what's out there and what's being offered. A business plan in itself will cost you more than $300 to over $1,000, depending upon how detailed it is. And when our graduates graduate, they are very good at what they do and what they know.
Okay.
So yes,
That is wonderful.
big opportunity.
Yeah.
That
And the
is
other thing that's unique, Sharon, about the adult program, that program is strictly online. They don't meet at a
Yes.
site. Because
Okay.
we have an AM session and a PM, because we know they're adults. Some of them may be going to school, they may be working. You know what I'm saying? So we make it flexible so that if you are an adult and you work, the AM session might be for those who may be mothers and their kids are in school during that time. So they can come to the AM program. That starts from 11 o'clock AM to 2 o'clock. Then we have the evening class for those who may work and they get off at a certain time. They can get online and learn. And that class is from 6 o'clock to 9. Okay. So we make it flexible, but it's strictly online. So they don't have to leave. They don't have to leave their home. They can just come home, relax, and just put on the computer and learn. And learn. We make it very, very easy for them. They have you don't have to drive anywhere. And since it's during the winter months for the most part, because we started in February most part, they don't have to worry about the snow and the bad weather. They're in the comfort of their home. That's how it is for the adults.
We do have a question in the chat from Miss Regina, who says that she has a 14-year-old that has an awesome business he came up with regarding t-shirts. So how can she get more information about the Step Up program for the youth?
All she has to do is, like you said, she put I believe you said, Sharon, you put the website in the chat.
Yes.
All you have to do is go to the website, www.drtford.com. When you go to the site, on the home page, you'll see the Step Up flyer for the youth. You can't miss it. It's very colorful, like a rainbow. And all you have to do is click on that, and you can register. It takes you right to the registration page. Registration is open right now. It's open. So you can register right now. And the classes start I believe the second week in June when the kids are out. And all that's on the flyer. So you can go right to the website right this very moment, and you can register your kid.
Let's see if we can show that really quickly, that website for everyone
Okay.
to see. All right, so it should be shown right now.
Sure.
Everyone can see the website. Beautiful Dr. Ford there, and all her wonderful things that she's been doing in the community. On the left-hand side, it has all the information about her organization and the different programs and her magazine. So, tell us about your magazine. You mentioned it a little bit earlier, but can you tell us a little bit more about the magazine?
Absolutely. The magazine, wow. That's another idea I had. I was strolling down the street with my friend Richard Jackson. Richard's on here too. Richard is our technical person, and maybe he'll get a chance to speak too. I was talking to Richard. I said, I'd like to have a publication that covers every topic under the sun, literally. I want to be a one-stop shop. So it started off being a newsletter, Sharon, but then I wanted to expand it and make it looking more professional. So I came back to our board and I said, listen, let's start a digital magazine. And we came up with the name Discovering You Magazine. And this magazine deals with everything from health and wellness to how to eat, how to take care of your pet. Okay, we have wow, this magazine is awesome. And I'm trying to toot my own horn, but it is. And if you want to be a guest writer, I don't care where you are. If you want to be a guest writer, you have opportunity for that. If you are an expert in your field, you could have an opportunity to write in the magazine. You could be on the cover of the magazine. If you want to advertise your business, you can do that. We have wonderful advertising packages, and we have packages that will lead to give you a link to your website. So there's so many opportunities with this magazine. It's a one-stop shop. It's a one-stop shop, and I also had years ago when I started this magazine, I wanted the magazine to reach the masses. So the magazine is free. The magazine is free. There's no cost involved. There's no risk involved. It's free. But yet, when you read this magazine, when you see this magazine, you say, oh my God, all the information that it gives you. Again, a one-stop shop, everything from health and wellness to how to take care of your pet.
Yes, yes. And it's a great magazine.
Yes.
And just as she said, if you have an idea, then you want to be in the magazine, just let her know. I have been featured in the magazine.
Yes. Yes.
I was
Yes.
on the cover of her magazine
Yes.
about a year ago and had an article in it, and it was great experience for me. And I appreciate Dr. T for allowing me to be part of that. So make sure you reach out to her. And I'm not even a writer, really. I just was blessed that she allowed me to put a few words down and be able to be part of it. You also have vendors and sponsors that people can advertise their business through the magazine as well. So
yes, that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. So like I said, so when you go to the magazine, it's very easy to subscribe. All you have to do is put your name in there and your email, and every month around the 23rd of the month, it will come into your email. Now, if you don't see it in your email, check your spam and your junk mail. But it goes out. If you filled out the form correctly, two things: your name and email. It will come to you. It will come to you. And when you get it, you'll just be flabbergasted because it's awesome. It's an awesome magazine. And take advantage of the opportunity to be able to write, and advertise in the magazine. And also go to the website www.dratford.com. All that's there. Just click on Discovering You Magazine. Click on that. It'll take you to the registration page. And then all you have to do is put your name and your email address. And that's it.
I'm going to definitely share that information with others. And I know that those who have joined us are going to share it as well as subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to Dr. Ford's magazine and share that information with others. So Dr. Ford, I want to go back to the adults and their program that you offer, because we did hear a lot about the youth and how they started their businesses and move forward. We'll hear about the adults and their successes. Can you tell us about that? I know that we have someone on Facebook but I don't know if she logged in on Zoom, but if she wants to put into the chat, Miss Monique, your testimony about being in the program, we can read that out. But tell us, Dr. T, about the success of the adult program.
There are many of the adults who came through the program. And speaking of Monique, I guess Monique is on Facebook. I don't see her here. But speaking of Monique, Sharon, someone that reached out to you, Monique is phenomenal. Okay. I don't know if she can hear me or if she's listening to this, but she is one of the first people who went through the Step Up program. And she shined. You can see her potential right away. And not only, now this is what you may not know about Monique. Monique started her business and she has her business now. And Monique is also one of our board members.
Yes, she did tell me about that. She did tell me about that.
She's one of our board members now. Yes. And everything. It's only because she has that drive and she has the tenacity to just be above the rest. And she wants to get involved and she wants to help and she wants to learn and she wants to grow. And those are the kind of people we want to have around us. And those are the people that we graduated. Many have graduated. They started their businesses. A lot of them have nonprofits. Many of them have wanted to go into the nonprofit sector, and they're doing very well. You know, they have, in fact, a testimony, one of the young ladies who went through the program, we have a relationship with Comerica Bank. That's a major bank here in Michigan. And she did so well with her program that she actually was able to apply for a grant. And she got the grant from Comerica. I think it was a little over $2,500. It was a small grant, but she was so grateful for what she's doing. And what she does, she has a nonprofit where I think she helps young girls who are pregnant, and she helps them get supplies for their babies, diapers, bottles, things like that. And she does this every single week, and they bring in supplies. She goes out and buys supplies and help these young girls with their children, their babies, because they don't have a lot of support from their families. And this is her nonprofit. And many other nonprofits, there are other ladies who've come through the program who have, was one lady, and right now she's going back to school to work on her doctorate, and she even wrote a book. She came through the program. Her name is Rebecca. Okay, and she's an older lady. In fact, I believe she's probably, I want to tell her, she'll get mad at me. She's in her 70s.
Wow. Wow.
She's in her 70s, okay? She started her business, and she's doing very, very well right now, okay?
Right.
And there's so many other stories like that. You know, people have gone through the program and they started their businesses. And we have a lot of people going into the beauty industry, and they have their makeup, they have the hair care and things like that. They're doing well with their business. So like I said, the Step Up program for the adults, because they are adults, they can get their business, they can get their EIN number. They can get their articles of incorporation. They can get their 501c3. That's the advantage of being the adult. Whereas the kids, they have to wait and partner with an adult, unless they're 18, 19, 20, of course.
Right.
But a lot of the a lot of the adults, when they come through the program, they immediately go out there and start their businesses. And this is what's so phenomenal about the Step Up program. And we literally hold their hands, literally, because they don't just go through the program, we just let them go. We also mentor them. They're more than welcome to come back. And the other advantage of the Step Up program is once they go through the program and they graduate, and one of the prerequisites is to have a business plan, a viable business plan. They are more than welcome to come back to the program absolutely free.
Okay.
Now, how many schools that you do that? How many institutions that you do that?
I don't know any school that you can go to for free.
Nobody. That's right. They can come back absolutely free. If they go through the program, but they have to do the business plan. If they come back and they want to refresh your course, they can come back free of charge.
All right. Right. So Monique did put into the chat on Facebook her testimony. She says, yes, the Step Up program. And I am a proud graduate of Step Up program that has truly blessed my life in so many ways. And they are a wonderful group of women to be connected with. And she says, I love y'all.
That's Monique. That's Monique.
Yes, and I'm gonna tell this little testimony about Monique. When I met her, she had just started her business, and I've been watching her through Facebook and Instagram and how she's progressively grown and grown. And then when the most recent time when I talked to her, she told me that she was on your board, and I was like, wow, that over this, past few years to see her progress has been awesome. So I'm proud of you, Monique, and all that you are doing. And thank you, Dr. Ford, for having this program for so many people. So you mentioned about that if someone, a young person, I'm assuming an adult too, comes through the program, then there's a possibility that they can continue for free, but that means that there implies that there is a cost. So tell us about the cost of it, and then how people can support those who may not be able to afford to pay for the program.
Okay, let's start with the youth. We don't really charge them a fee for the program. We call it a registration fee. They don't have to pay for the class, because if they have to pay for the class, they might as well go to college, because what we give them is worth well over $1,000. And we know nobody's going to be able to, because it's for low to moderate income people. Okay, and that's not a put down. We designed it that way because if you are the elitist, you're going to go to a university, right? And learn how to start a business, run a business, sustain a business. We wanted to make it affordable. We wanted them to put some skin in the game without breaking the bank. We wanted them to make an investment in themselves. So all we asked them to do is to pay a registration fee. And for the kids, we don't even want the kids to pay for it. We're asking people to sponsor. And I believe that you did that one year. We're asking people to sponsor. That will only be like $45. That's just for them to initially do the application. If they want to do $250, that would pay for the books we get, because we get them supply. They get a manual, a wonderful manual from A to Z. This manual is something that we designed, and it covers everything. It's called the Entrepreneur Bible. Everything from business plans, marketing, pitching, all the different forms. The actual forms, Sharon, are in this manual. They can actually fill out the form in the manual and send it in. Everything is complete. So you could be a sponsor for the initial $45, or you could be a sponsor for $250, which covers everything that we give them: the supplies for the classroom, the manual, the registration fee, and also the supplies we give them after they graduate. Because all that's a cost to us. We don't charge them for that, but it's a cost for us. We do try to get sponsors and grants and things like that, but it's all part of the revenue that we bring in to support the program. Now, for the adults, because they are adults, many of the adults do work, so theirs is a little bit more costly. We ask them for the registration fee for $99.95, which is still cheap. Which is still cheap. $99.95, all we give them. Oh my goodness. They also get a manual. They also get supplies for the classroom, and we also give them their supplies after they graduate for their office. So they get the same perks. Yes.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. And those that sponsor, those are tax deductible because you are.
Yes, because we are a 501c3, so it is tax deductible. And we're going to do this too. We did this too. When you sponsor, you'll see your name in the magazine.
Yeah.
And one of the things we want to do too is under the kid's name, you'll see the pictures of the kids, and we'll say sponsored by. You know what I'm saying? You'll see the sponsor. But now, if you don't want to be shown, if you just want to lay low on that, because a lot of people don't want you to know who it was, we won't put you in the magazine. But the magazine is going all over the world. You know what I'm saying? So if you want your name to be known, that what you've done to support our youth, it'll be a phenomenal opportunity. A phenomenal opportunity.
Wow.
Yes.
And again, tell us, how long is the adult program?
10 weeks. Okay, actually it's 9 weeks, one day after week, but it's 10 weeks if you want to start a nonprofit. We have an extra week strictly devoted for those who want to go into nonprofit, because we teach them a lot more that last day about nonprofits, the 501c3s.
Okay. Well, it looks like Miss Regina might be signing herself and her son up according to what she's putting into the chat. So you have a new client coming in, and I'm sure she's going to be getting some great information and be able to build her business, and her son be able to build his business as well. So what are some, just like, I know you can't give away every nugget that you share with your participants, but what are some of the nuggets that you do share with the participants when they come in?
What do you mean in terms of the curriculum?
Yes, and sometimes there's some things that, people come into programs like dealing with situations that they might feel that they aren't able to move forward with what their ideas are. So how do you make sure that you help them? Because you mentioned mentorship, and we know that it takes more than just telling somebody what to do. They have to feel it on the inside that they can accomplish those things. So how do you make sure that the people walk away with the self-esteem and the things that they need in order to move forward and accomplish the things that they want to do?
Well, we have some phenomenal instructors on board, and I would like to better answer that question, if you don't mind. I would like for Bio and Antoinette to answer that, because they are the instructors and they deal with the youth. The students on a one-on-one basis. I don't teach. I'm the director of the program. I oversee, but I allow the instructors to just give them, especially Tony. Tony is awesome. I mean, they gravitate towards Tony, and they love Bio because he's Bio. They love Bio and everything. So if you don't mind, I'd like for Bio and Antoinette to answer that. What nuggets do you give the students? Because they come up with all kind of issues, and you talk to them after the fact. So I think those two can better answer than I can. Bio?
Yes. Well, one of the things I try to do, I had the opportunity to learn how to run a business prior to us even having the programs. Like I said, the industry I've been in since 20 years, and my mentors that I came up under, just through experience. And so normally what I like to do, especially the aspects that I teach, I focus on the business structures, and I also focus on marketing and your interaction with customers, being able to create revenue. And so I just try to take whatever business ideas or businesses they are planning to have, whether it be for the kids or whether it be for adults. And I try to make it to where I actually give them some nuggets on actually how to apply whatever I'm teaching at that moment, how to actually apply it to their personal business, so they can actually see the picture. We have one of the things I do when in one of the things we teach is painting a huge picture. It's like, okay, you can tell a person what it is, but then you need to teach them how to actually do that. And so I kind of just use illustrations that's simple, like I said, for whether it be a kid to an adult, to put them in that situation and put that individual in the mindset. Okay, well, this is what I would say. Well, how would I interact with customers? And I give them a variety of different ideas and, utilize it, and I give them examples. And then sometimes I even try to get them involved as well by having them practice what we just went over. And so I find that to be very impactful. And like I said, I think a lot of people over the years, adults, obviously kids, they're at that age where they're sponges and they're, willing to take on the world right now. But adults, I think every adult had a dream at once upon a time. And obviously when you start growing up, life starts to kick in. And a lot of times we stray away from the dreams that we had. So, one of the things that we try to do is just, we want to make this seem simple. And a lot of times people just don't do things because they're intimidated by it. It sounds like, for what people might think, they put stuff into their own head. Oh, it's a run a business. Yeah, I thought about it, but I don't have no money. I thought about it, but, this and that. People they kill their own dreams with that. But when you start making things simple, especially if they took that, I like to call it the red and blue pill. It's like the Matrix. So if they take that pill and they decide to walk into the world of entrepreneurship, I just want to make sure that they're able to understand it. But I use it definitely I get more personal based off of, I find out what their business ideas are, and I start creating examples and illustrations about how what I'm teaching is being illustrated and implemented into what they're trying to do.
Okay. Tony, can you share?
Great. Yes.
Tony, you want to share?
Well, I usually, because I can sense the drawing back as you're offering all this information, and I know what's going through their head, and it's like, wow, how am I going to remember all this? How am I going to put all this together? And so I remind them, this is your business plan. This is your business, and you write it so that it's viable for you. You can follow. But at the same time, you want to sell your business. You want to let everyone know that you understand your business. And so we try to draw them out to get excited about their business. and to more or less preach to us, why do you want to do it? And so we're trying to keep them focused on their thrust and their purpose for the business. And then looking at competition, you know, that's opportunity. You know, looking at where their strengths are and how to build up on those strengths, where their weaknesses are and how to improve and even strengthen those. But at the same time, finding the resources and directing them into the area of resource and how to strengthen those weaknesses. Looking at their competition who may be strong in those areas where they're weak and seeing how they do it and see if they can do it better.
Yes.
And, you know, we also share some of the stories of other successful entrepreneurs, you know, and how they may have started out stumbling a little bit. You know, Henry Ford started the car industry here in the United States, but Carl Benz was the one who created the car. Henry Ford was an entrepreneur because he took something that already existed and just made it better. He made it affordable to everybody. And his thrust was putting the world on wheels.
On wheels, yes.
Because around that time, only the rich people had cars. But because of Henry Ford, he opened up the whole market.
Yes.
And so you get buses, you get trucks, you get, it just blew up.
Yes.
And so we never know what our little idea can do in blowing up the market and also improving society in some way. And that's what we encourage our entrepreneurs or future entrepreneurs coming through the program. We had in the youth program, one of our youth, she wanted to do a coffee shop bakery type business. And she had came up with these cheesecake cookies.
Wow.
And they were delicious. She even got an order for some of them.
She's only 14. She was only 14 years
only
old.
14.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
And with the adults, some of the ideas that we hear coming through that.
Yes.
You know, and so we really encourage them to go forth and not to look at what everybody else is doing. You can, there's a young man, I don't know if he went forth with it, but Jaden, he refurbished gym shoes. And he brought a pair of gym shoes to class that he had refurbished, and they look nice. He got some orders for his little business, and he hadn't even started it yet.
Yes, and a lot of our youth are still doing these things today. But I just want to add this to the nugget you talked about. We don't just have instructors on the program. We also bring in motivational speakers. We bring in motivational speakers, okay? And in fact, the last day, we had an awesome gentleman who lives in Florida, and he came in and just broke it down biblically, you know, how God wants us to be entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? You know, and he applied the word of God to business. He talked about how over 2,000 scriptures in the Bible deal with money, and how many of them deal with just wealth building. And a lot of people don't understand that God is asking you all, what do you have in your hand? And that's what we give our youth and we give our adults. We ask them, what do you have in your hand? What is your unique calling? You don't have to look at anybody else. Like Antoinette said, it's not about a competition. There's no competition. There's enough room for everybody. And that's one of the first things we teach them coming in. Like you said, they feel intimidated. Many of them may have a low self-esteem. They don't want to do it. That's why the class is not, this class should be spilling over. But it's not because we don't give them the opportunities, because they're afraid.
Right.
And they're afraid that, oh my God, I gotta write a business plan. When they start the program, they have to do an essay. And many of them can't even get past that process because they have to write. Many of them haven't written in God knows when. If we can just get them to write throughout the application, that's half the battle lick. Because oftentimes when they fill out the application, that's part of their business plan. But they don't realize that yet.
Wow.
They don't realize that yet. Yes.
Wow. So we have about 10 minutes left, and I want you to share a little bit about the transformational Saturdays that you offer.
Oh, wow. Yes. Whew, yes. I believe that, I used to do something like this very similar a couple of years ago, but I stopped doing it. But I believe that I was prompted by God to start it up again. And he said, I want you to have a transformation Saturday where you have guest speakers, and I also speak, but I can't speak on everything because I don't know everything. But I want to, again, empower women, and men are welcome too. I want to empower my guests to come and actually glean from people who have been there and done that. Like you did an awesome job this Saturday because you gave us your testimony about where you were financially as a child growing up and your understanding of money. A lot of people are in the same place because we deal with everything dealing with sexuality, relationships, spirituality, dealing with health and wellness, finances. But if you think of it, we're going to do that. And God says, I want to transform everything that God is doing is about what? Transform. Be thou not conformed to the world, be thou transformed.
That's right.
By the renewing of your mind. We want to change your mindset. This should be a paradigm shift. And that's what Transformation Saturday is all about. Transformation Saturday is about a paradigm shift. And if a person wanted to sign up for that, it goes out every 2 weeks. We have something very new. Sometimes I speak, or sometimes I have a guest. We have it on Zoom. It's a recurring link. So once you get the link and you come in, you can always come back, and it's free. It's absolutely free. There's no cost involved. All we want you to do is join us. It's only an hour and a half. It starts at 11 o'clock on Saturdays. Every other Saturdays from 11 to 12:30, and we have a ball.
So
we have a ball. Did you enjoy yourself? Did you enjoy yourself, Sharon?
Yes, I've been to several, and they have been great. So tell us, when is your next one, and who'll be speaking?
Okay, our next one would be, I believe it's May the 4th. That's a Saturday, May 4th. And Mr. Marshawn Peoples will be speaking. He is a phenomenal, this young man has been through a experience. It's an epiphany. He talks about, well, I don't want to tell you because I want you to come, all right? But he went through a life-changing experience, and he's written a book about it, all right? And I'm telling you, if you hear this young man speak about his experience, but it's going to be on May 4th, and what we'll do, we'll give you make sure you get the flyer, Sharon. If you have people that you can send it out to, make sure you send it out. But it'll be May 4th, and it's going to be at 11 o'clock. It starts at 11 o'clock. It'll be on Zoom, and we'll make sure you get the link so you can send that out to your Facebook followers and everybody that you have contact with. And his name is Marshawn Peoples.
And if they want to, can they subscribe to your website and be able to get information on a regular basis?
Yes, they can go to our website and become a member and put information on the inside. And we're also taking donations. We tell people all the time, if you want to support your own uniqueness, give. And there's nothing too small. You can start off with $10 every month, okay? And then we have a lot of perks. Everything we do, we make sure that it's the top of the line. If you ever come to one of our events, we're talking about, we lay it out, Sharon. We lay it out. If you can go to your website again, to my website, you can show some of the pictures that you may have seen if you want to take the last few minutes to do that. We do things first class, when we do our events. But like I said, Transformation Saturday happens every 2 weeks. Now on the 20th is our first quarterly event, which is going to be at our church, New Hope Assembly of God, for those of you who may be local in Michigan. If not, then, I understand that. But then after that, it'll be May 4th, and that's when we'll have Marshawn Peoples who will be speaking. If you catch the magazine, you want to go to the homepage. And I think the pictures will change, will switch. Yep. That is the flyer for the Step Up for the Kids.
Yes, you see the next one starting in June.
Yep. Those are some of our kids for Step Up. This is our WOW event. Look at that. Those are some of those are kids. Okay, this is where I was honored as a game changer. I was honored.
Okay, congratulations. So, yeah, so it's just continuously going from.
It should be more. Why don't you go? Where should she go to, Tony? The WOW event. Go to the WOW event toward the bottom. The WOW event. Yes. Can you all see that? I can't. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. There you go.
So this one says 2023, but I know it'll be updated soon for your 2024 event.
See?
And so some of these women and young people here were actually in your program.
Yes.
Wow, that's great. That is great.
The young lady right here with the braids, she's one of our graduates, the one you just saw. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, but I do want you to tell the audience and those that will be joining us in the future too, because this is going to be on my YouTube channel. And we want everybody who listens in the future, whether it's through YouTube or through Facebook, how they can get in touch with you. It's in the chat, but if you could just tell them again, give them your website so they can be able to get in touch with you and learn more about the programs that you offer.
Okay, I'm going to give you three things. I'm going to give you the website. I'm going to give you the email address if you can write us. And I also give you the cell phone number where you can call and talk to me directly. Okay. Our website again is www.dratford.com. The email address is you.inc@hotmail.com. That's UYOU.INC@hotmail.com. And you can reach me personally at 313-817-8104. Again, that is 313-817-8104. Text me first and let me know that you were part of this program, you heard about the program, and I'll get back with you and we can talk and I'll tell you everything you need to know about anything that we're doing. I would love to share it with you. Thank you so much.
That is great. And again, that information is in the chat. You have her website, you have her email address. I know Monique kept posting, so nobody can miss it. And I just drop into the chat my information. So if you need to go see this again, because in Facebook, it can get lost in the sauce and get lost in all of all the other things that are going on. But just give me a couple of days and it'll be on my YouTube channel along with all my past episodes. And you can be able to view this and just stop it, write stuff down and go back to it. So Regina says she's going to be reaching out to you, Dr. T.
I'm looking forward to meeting her. Yeah, so, and tell other people, Regina, tell other people about the Step Up program, not just your kid. Spread the word. Spread the word.
No matter where they are in the world, because we did hear that you had some people all the way from the continent of Africa.
And Jamaica. And Jamaica.
So yes, we want to make sure that, and she said, yes, ma'am. She's going to tell she's going to tell others about the program. And Miss Tony, thank you so much. And all of your guests that you had that come on today. I appreciate everything that you are doing and continue to do with the program. And we look forward to maybe coming back in the future with some of your people that have been in the program so they can tell us about their great experience and be able to promote their businesses that they are doing.
Yes,
so we can
please
make
do.
sure that we are supporting them. So again,
please do.
Thank you so much. And I just want to tell my guests quickly that next month, we are going to be using StreamYard. So not only will we be on Facebook, but we will also be on Instagram and LinkedIn all at the same time. That's my goal. So we can be able to reach out to more people And I can't wait for next month, because next month makes our 2-year anniversary that we've been doing these Facebook Lives. So I'm so excited about being able to celebrate.
All right.
And I have some of my original guests, my first guests, that they're going to come back and join me for a conversation. So again, thanks everyone for joining us this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. T, Ms.
Thank
Thompson,
you.
all of everyone from your organization that was live here and online. And I look forward to seeing you all again. Have a great.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.